What is up, everyone? Welcome to FPL Gameweek 32. My name is Ryan, and with me, I've got Roy at the moment, and we're waiting for Rushant. So for now, the camera is on the slides with him. So how are you doing, Roy? Welcome.
Yeah, good. Still suffering from yesterday's defeat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, from football point of view, not good.
Football point of view, not
Life-wise,
good.
is all right.
Okay. Yeah. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game, but I did not expect. I didn't see that result coming. That Arsenal result. Um, and just when you think that what do you call Arsenal are going to run away with top four and United are completely out of it. I still think United are completely out of it, but they end up losing and they give this tiny slim of hope, which you think will happen, but nah, I think it's gone.
Yeah, we're talking about Arsenal, so it's never easy.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys have a lot of fixtures as well to play in terms of like tough competition as well still.
Yeah, I've got difficult ones to come.
Yeah.
So I've got injuries now, so that's another issue.
Yeah, Tierney, right? So
Tierney and Partey.
okay. So that's going to be very key going forward.
Yep, Tierney's out for the season. Partey, I think he's going to be out for at least 4 to 5 games.
Oh wow. Okay. So then we'll have to see how they approach Brighton as well and see how it goes.
Yep, that definitely is going to be interesting.
Yeah. All right. Now the agenda for today would be fixture ticker and hold on, give me a second. I just realized I don't have the waiting room on. Oh, here we go. Rushant is here. The agenda for today is the fixture ticker and chip strategy, followed by defense and attack, players to target for the season running, managers teams, price changes, combined managers panel team as well at the end. So we're going to be looking at quite a few things. Now, Rush is here, but I need to kind of adjust Roy's camera. There we go. Hello. Hold on, Rush. Give me a second to try and fix. There we go. Rise. There you are. There we go. All good. All right. And now we got Rish as well. All right. So this is the agenda, and let's get straight into it. So I've taken this fixture difficulty rating created by FPL Lin and FFS Scout as from Twitter. They've got a light mode and a dark mode. If you wanted to go check it out, it looks pretty cool. And I thought it looks very simple and clean to be able to explain what's going to go on right now. But let me actually bring up Ben Krelin's Twitter as well to kind of explain to you the whole scenario that is here that we have ahead of us, so that I don't make any mistakes in terms of the lay of the land. Here we go. So now, let's start with the fixtures that are still not yet confirmed and need to kind of get rearranged. First is Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace win their FA Cup fixture against Chelsea, then Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace will kind of move to Game Week 37. Otherwise, it could potentially. Where is Crystal Palace over here? Here we go. There in second. Okay, Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace could move to Game Week 37. If not, it could potentially move somewhere else, depending on Chelsea's fixtures as well. If Chelsea Chelsea also have a fixture that is still not yet sure, which is the United game. So if you see the ones with the arrows here, those are games that could possibly get postponed or moved around, which are not yet sure. The game with the two arrows it could either happen in 36 or 37. And then the rest are the other focused ones are all the confirmed doubles if it doesn't have an arrow, and the rest are all just like Conference League, FA Cup, and everything based on what's to happen. Now let's look at the arrows. Chelsea's fixture with United isn't confirmed yet. It's currently in 37, but if Chelsea beat Crystal Palace, then United versus Chelsea will move to the weekend on Game Week 37. We'll move from the weekend of Game Week 37 to the Tuesday of Game Week 37, which means then Chelsea will have a game Tuesday, Thursday. So there is a short time in that as well. So rotation could come into play during that. Thomas Tuchel could rotate significantly depending on if Chelsea are in other cups as well. If now United versus Chelsea could also move to either somewhere between 34 or 35. That is if Chelsea lose to Madrid, because then it opens up the UCL spots. So that game could potentially move to 34 or 35. But I don't know. I have a feeling Chelsea might beat Madrid, but we'll have to see. We'll see tomorrow, the first leg, what happens. But that is another situation. Then that's with regards to Chelsea's fixtures. So it's very dependent on FA Cup tie and also Champions League fixtures. Next up is City. Now, City also have a fixture that we care about that could move. Either they have a double. It could be in 37 or it could be in 36. That's the situation for Chelsea. I mean, for City. And that's dependent on possibly West Ham United. If West Ham United, let me get it here. If City win the FA Cup versus Liverpool, West Ham versus United versus City moves from the weekend of Game Week 37 to either midweek. That could end up in either 36 or 37. And the Wolves City match gets rearranged between that. So they still have a double, but we are not sure whether it's between 36 and 37. But what happens is, if Liverpool beat City in the FA Cup fixture, then if Liverpool beat City and if West Ham beat Lyon, I think they're playing Lyon in the Europa League, then that means that the West Ham game will have to move. And then that game will definitely move to Game Week 36. So if West Ham beat Lyon, then that takes priority over City's FA Cup fixture, because then West Ham need that free spot in 37. Because then West Ham will blank in 37, and the double of City's double will move to 36. Make sense so far?
It's amazing how you can remember all this.
I'm just reading based on a tweet. Here's a whole tweet, and this is what everyone's like wondering, where like there are still things to move.
I guess in 2 weeks' time, everything's gonna be clear, right?
Yes. After double Game Week 33, we'll know, because we'll have the FA Cup results, and we'll also have City's first leg of the European tie going on, and we'll possibly also know what the state of the league is as well, in terms of the title chase as well. Because that's going to play a key part in whether these managers rotate their squads or not as well. If they're still in a title chase, City and Liverpool, I don't expect them to rotate their squads, even if they're in Europe. And it seems that City and Liverpool will go to the next round of Europe. They won their first leg. So we'll have to see with regards to Chelsea. Chelsea is the one against Real Madrid where their fixture can change depending on their UCL results as well. Now, talking about that, now chip strategies kind of change. I know Rushant has a wildcard as well. And this is where I think the wildcard, if you play the wildcard, either, I guess, Game Week 34 or 35, it could be. So you probably have more information and you'll be in a better position. Because if Chelsea moves to maybe 34 or 35, you could probably take advantage of that. That is assuming they're knocked out of Europe. Because then there's also games with regards to the Crystal Palace fixture. They have a fixture with Aston Villa which could move as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, if you don't have a wild card, I mean, let's actually stick with the wild card. If you have a wild card, you could possibly try and bench boost in 33 and dead end your team in 33 and then freshen up your squad in 34. And then if you have a free hit chip, use it somewhere in either 36 or 37. That's one possibility. The advantages to that are you can get those United players in and don't have to spend transfers to try and get rid of them because you'll have your wild card. If you don't have a wild card, and if you've got free hit chips, I think a lot of managers will be looking to play their free hit chip maybe in 36. That'll be the main area, I would assume. because a lot of managers will also probably play a bench boost in 36. So you want to kind of counteract the bench boost chip as well. So if you have the free hit chip, that could be 1 week to play it. If you had a free hit and a bench boost, this is where it kind of gets interesting, because initially I was also on like I have 2 free hits and a bench boost. So I was like free hit 33, bench boost 36, bench, and then free hit 37. But if I do something like that, I probably won't end up going for those City fixtures, and I won't be able to target those City fixtures because I'm not sure where City will end up. And I need to try and lessen funds and move funds around starting from now, because I won't have that transfer to that one transfer slot in because I'll do the free hit in 33 as well, right? So something to kind of consider whether you want to either bench boost in 36 or 37, because the fixtures in 37 also kind of look good for a bench boost. They actually probably might look a bit better, because I was expecting Crystal Palace to double in 36, but now they could potentially double in 37. And the likes of Mateta, they are definitely doubling in 37, Crystal Palace, I think, most likely. But the likes of Mateta and all could be really good bench fodder for a bench boost. But I don't know. You'll probably want to like put your team in a planner, something like FPL planner. Let me bring this up here. So now this, oops. Oh no, why is it not coming up? There we go. So this is my current team on FPL.team, right? With 32. And if I just move straight to 36, I can see like what my team will be without no transfers. So you can see there are quite a lot of doubles in here. But there's also the likes of Digne, Broha, who I'll have to replace.
Double, actually.
Huh? Full double 11, right? Without making any transfers at all. But you have like the likes of Digne and Broha, who I'll probably have to replace with someone on the bench. Not many good bench options as well. And I want a few single game week players as well. If City don't double during this time, I might tend to avoid a few City players. But if I was to free hit, then I can kind of... here's the thing, right? If I bench boost this team, it could be alright. But if you look at like Spurs' fixtures, it's not the best. It's Liverpool and Arsenal. So you probably want to reshuffle your funds around. But if you look at 37, Spurs' next game is Burnley. So you could put, which is a really good, I would say, a really good fixture. And like the bench here also is not too bad, because you could probably get rid of Broha and Digne for someone else. Doherty on the bench is not a bad fixture against Burnley. And also, what you can avoid is you can avoid the having to remove either your Spurs players in 36, because their double isn't great, by free hitting. And then you get them back in 37 and you bench boost them. That's an option, because you have the likes of Spurs with good fixtures. Liverpool fixtures against Southampton, single games, not too bad, really good fixtures as well. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to look at your bench and seeing whether the bench that you get in 36, will it be a 20-pointer bench, or will your bench in 37 be like a 20-pointer bench? That's something you want to like plan and see where you use your bench boost. I think 37 could be a good, the way the fixtures have fallen, could be a pretty good week also to consider.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I guess the upcoming focus is going to be revolving around the double game week 33, which I think a lot of people will be free hitting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you mentioned before, I mean, I do have one wildcard left. My conundrum is, do I use it in 34 or 35 or 36?
Yes, that's the thing, right? We don't know those fixtures yet, because you could also use it in, you could delay it because you'll have more information.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Rush, you don't have to use it, no? Rush, you don't have to use it until the end.
Go to game with 38.
I'm not using 38 actually. It's probably the easiest thing to do. But yeah, I mean, it's I think my team is very similar to yours, Ryan, in the sense that if I leave my team as it is, I'll probably have a lot of doubles in 36. As you said, it's not juicy doubles.
Yeah.
And since I'm a bit behind, as you can see from my red arrow, I need to catch up somehow. So I might need to try some differential plays going forward. Um, I think, well, I mean, I guess we'll come back to the last week's performance and my plan ahead of why I didn't wildcard last week. Was because initially I was under the impression that my team was actually okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
32,
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't activate my wildcard. I was considering at one point. But since we're on the topic of wildcard, I think my plan is to either 34 or 35, and hopefully we get more news on the double game, so I can plan my bench accordingly.
I think that'll be a really good time because you can see if you got a bench boost, a wildcard, and you have 2 free hits left, or so that's crazy, right? So what you could do is you could wildcard, I guess, 34 or 35. You could choose one game week where you definitely play a free hit, and then you can just completely wipe that game week from planning. So you could focus your assets on your wildcard significantly on the other game weeks to take the most advantage of it.
Right. That's the plan, essentially, for the time being. I just gotta look at that. Which game week would my free hit be more differential? Essentially, 36 or 37.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm also, because I was initially on the free hit 37, bench boost 36, but I think there's much more higher upsides probably right now. I'm just thinking. Again, it depends so much on the City fixtures because I want those City players. Because if you look at the City's fixtures from 34 onwards, Watford, Leeds are the 2 single game weeks before they get into their either Newcastle or Newcastle and a double, or West Ham and a double somewhere. So you want to try and get onto the City fixtures, even because the single game weeks are so good. And I have a feeling that if they got a single game week in 36, and if I ended up bench boosting in 36, I would tend to avoid those City players, especially in midfield. Like Kevin, Foden, because of the fact that I'm on my mind, it might be like, oh, I'm playing a bench boost, I want to maximize my bench, everything. But you could get those City players if they double in 37. You can free hit in 36, I guess, and then you get them back in your team.
Yeah, and I think delaying it until 35 is probably my option, in the sense that knowing how the state of the league is by then, it depends on if City and Liverpool are still in Champions League, and it might come to a triple up each. Is going to be a standard.
Yeah,
right?
it could be.
That towards the end. There's a sort of a decision. I think all the big teams have favorable fixtures going into the last few game weeks, which is kind of good. So most of the wildcard teams, your players, you probably can retain for the last few game weeks, like the likes of City, Arsenal, Chelsea. So yeah, and Spurs obviously are in crazy form, and they're finishing up with Burnley and Norwich. So I think that's, if you just look at purely Spurs, the free hit in 36 talks a lot, because a lot of people have the
triple Spurs.
They're not gonna know what to do. With 36. So.
Because their fixtures outside of 36, apart from 36, the fixtures on either side are really good. So that's the other thing is you have the likes of Crystal Palace, who get really good fixtures from 34 onwards. And we saw what they did to Arsenal. They're a really good team, Crystal Palace. Zaha, Mateta, pretty good players as well. Chelsea is the one where if they stay in all their competitions, you could see mass rotation in all their fixtures, I feel like, because they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fixtures within the space of a couple of weeks. And an FA Cup if they go to the final as well. So 10 fixtures within the space of a couple of weeks. Could see a lot of rotation from Chelsea. And they have the squad to be able to do it. Unless for some reason they get dragged into a top 4 race. And they very well could get dragged into a top 4 race as well by Spurs and Arsenal. So
well, they are in a top 4 race, I believe.
Yeah, they have a good enough padding, right, between the 4th spot at the moment, but they could get pulled into it, I guess. That's the thing. So yeah, those are how the fixtures are looking like. I think it's a very important thing to kind of wait and see how going forward. If you're playing a free hit in 33, you probably want to make a transfer in 32 to try and shuffle funds around if needed as well, or get some players that you're thinking of for the upcoming doubles. Because you'll lose that transfer slot. You won't go into 34 with 2 free transfers. You'll have only 1 single transfer. But if you're not playing a free hit in 33, you could either roll a transfer this week. Seems like a good week to roll a transfer as well. And then decide on 32 whether you want to attack a few of the doubles or not. Thoughts, Roy? Chip strategy?
I mean, I'm probably going to follow yours. Use my free hit on 36 and my bench boost on 37. So trying to get my teams ready for 37 bench boost. For 33, I'm just going to probably use a few transfers in 32 to get it ready for 33. I mean, I suppose from this, Leicester City is on top of the chart. I suppose I will try to maximize Leicester players, and James Maddison I think seems like the player I'm looking at.
Yeah, same.
He's performing really well. Striker wise, I'm not sure when Vardy coming back.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Nacho, I don't know who's going to play or not. Not sure. So James Maddison and Harvey Barnes seems like confirmed starters for them.
Also, it's probably best to see, because Leicester, they could be a team that focuses on Europe, and they've got PSV Eindhoven in the
Europe. What do you mean?
In Conference League. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But that's the only trophy they can win, right? And they have nothing to play for in the Premier League, to be honest.
That's true.
But PSV aren't PSV is like one of those European teams that you think will be really good, and they're a pretty tough team. So I don't know. Maybe we could know where the result ends up in the first leg as well, depending on how the game goes.
Even Schmeichel is a good
pick as well. Especially if you want to try and bench. The other thing, this is another thing that I noticed as an advantage of free hit in 36 is that you can avoid the 34 and 35 fixtures for Leicester, because it's not the best of fixtures as well, and kind of avoid the Champions League route as well. I mean, not Champions League, what am I talking? The Conference League, if they happen to qualify further. If they get knocked out of the Conference League, then it's not too bad to get them early as well. Then, all right. Now, so that's the fixtures. We'll come back to it. Defense. City's defense is right on top. Roy has doubled up on City's defense, reaping the rewards this game week. Followed by Liverpool's defense. Chelsea defense is still pretty good, but obviously Brentford result. I think that's just down to the formation. They're not comfortable playing in that formation. They played with the back four. When they switch to a back three, I think they're much better. Offer Thiago Silva more protection. Arsenal, Tottenham, Aston Villa. I don't think Aston Villa were great, to be honest. I watched that game. They're pretty bad, but then that's because they don't have Nakamba. So it's very dependent on him as well being fit. If he's fit, then they're a bit more decent. At the bottom, Norwich, Wolves, Everton, Leeds, Watford. These are the teams we kind of want to target. So that's your defense for the last 6 game weeks. Attack-wise, Tottenham right on top attack. This is why we kind of were wondering. Kane, Son, Kuleveski, Doherty,
Emerson Royal.
Who do you go with? Who do you go without? You go without Son, you get punished because Kane doesn't do anything. You have Son, and then Kane does something. So I don't know, man. All I know right now is I want 3 Spurs players. It's just between Son and Kuleveski. I think Kuleveski can, for the price, manage around. But yeah, Spurs doing really well right now.
Surely it's time for them to drop the ball.
The Arsenal supporter speaks.
He's hoping. But they have Antonio Conte. I don't think they'll. And Spurs have a better, I think, fixture running than Arsenal's.
We're going to beat them at that point for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? North London derby, usually Arsenal just get the win most of the time. But yeah, we'll see. Liverpool, second best attack. A lot of people now. This one has dropped. Jordan has dropped Salah. He managed to get away with it in week 1. but we know what Salah is capable of. Although, to be fair, he hasn't looked great in the last few games, but his non-penalty XG is, I think, higher than it was before when he was doing really good. So the returns could come, and I won't be surprised if they do come against City and United as well, even in the tough fixtures that manages back against. Apart from that, you've got the likes of Trent and Robertson. Robertson got an assist as well in the Champions League. So we know what they're capable of. Would you go the double attack or double defense route?
Well, I guess the big question is who are you going to bench this week? Cancelo?
Oh yes, that's the next big question. Or do you have Robertson as well?
Yeah, if you have Robertson as well, what do you do? Captain James and call it a day.
That's the thing, right? That's another big question. If we had both Trent and Cancelo and no Robertson, I would start both Trent and Cancelo, to be fair.
But Trent is injured, right?
Huh?
Trent is injured.
No, Trent. Oh, Trent was on the bench, right? Game week 31. So I would expect him to play because he was back to full first team training before the deadline as well. Then you got Arsenal, Leeds. Leeds doing well under Jesse Marsh, but they've got a tough run in, so I would probably kind of avoid. Right at the bottom, Burnley. We've got people are getting Weghorst, Norwich, Everton. Right at the bottom, people are getting Gordon like myself. And today's big game is not Chelsea versus Real Madrid, but it's Burnley versus Everton, and that's where we're going to be focusing our eyes on. And then Leicester also there. We're looking at trying to get Leicester like the likes of Maddison and Barnes, but their attack so far hasn't been convincing. Thoughts, defense, attack? Maybe I'll switch it back to so it kind of helps.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at this game week 32, I think, all the teams which supposedly have easy fixtures haven't been performing. So you've got Burnley, Watford, I guess even Leeds and Norwich is on the very bottom of the league teams who are sort of meant to have easy, high-scoring fixtures, but you just can't rely on them, right?
Yeah.
Again, I think Norwich, Burnley, that it's Burnley pumps Norwich, but they're not very convincingly in scoring, and Norwich is trying to battle and trying to survive. So yeah, I don't know how to really predict these games, especially Leeds as well. Like you don't know which Leeds team turn up on the day. And same with Watford as well, right? You have Cucho Fernandez scoring one week and then next week nothing. So I still think the top teams will probably still go ahead. I think Arsenal will definitely get a win in the sense that after they lost so badly last week, they have to rebound.
Well. I'm not too sure. I think Arsenal could go two ways. One, we bounce back, get a couple wins. The other one would just go sort of
the Arsenal way
from there.
Yeah.
Usually when a team like Arsenal, when they lose 3-0, their locker room usually gets a bit antsy. They're like, "What the hell?"
I think the injury to Thomas Partey is a huge blow to us. He's key to the system we're playing.
Tierney as well now. So I guess is Tavares going to be playing there, or is he going to be Cedric? Sorry, Cedric plays there. Who else is there?
Tomiyasu is not.
He's injured as well, right?
Yeah, for another 2 games. So I'll imagine Cedric will still play on the right.
Yeah.
Left, I think Tavares will play.
Well, I'm assuming so. I don't know.
They switch Saka to left back and play Pepe and play Pepe but on the right hand side. That's my preference, to be fair.
Playing Saka there.
Yeah, Saka on the left back.
But isn't he your best attacking asset?
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing, right? That's the issue. But if he does play on the left back, he can link up pretty well with Smith Rowe and Martinelli on the left. So I don't know what we're going to play.
Oh my. Okay, I will have to see. I think this Brighton game is probably something that you kind of want to, before we get on to Arsenal assets or lump onto them with 3 players, because they got United 34, West Ham 35. Not the easiest set of fixtures, I would say. And then obviously Tottenham in 36. So quite a few. If you want to go triple Arsenal, you could, but I would probably have to see how they do in 32 as well against Brighton. It's a decent team to test to see whether Arsenal can bounce back or not.
Yeah, could turn the corner.
Yeah, exactly. In
Too confident, to be fair. I'm not too confident. Losing Tierney and Partey is
I think it's a massive
huge
blow.
to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, that's what.
Huge.
In terms of the teams, Rishan, do you have time to go a bit more?
Going in a bit actually.
Okay.
But, that's fine. I think. Yeah. I mean, closing words is go United again. Okay. No, it's long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I think I'm just for me in terms of this, I think since we're talking about chips, it's just about chips, and I'm just gonna do some waiting and hearing more news about the results using my chips. Game week 32. I mean, I'm very disappointed in my game week 31 performance from last week. I won't even go to the tab because it's so bad. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a comeback.
Yeah.
Captaincy of 32. What are we thinking?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Captaincy. Let's get straight to it. So captaincy in 32, it's got to be one of the Spurs lads, right? Because you're not going to put it on City and Liverpool. You really want to put it on who is Arsenal playing? Brighton. I mean, after a 3-0 loss, I probably would rather just not put the armband there. United assets could be. I don't like to say it, but I mean, it's Everton at the end. Everton haven't looked great. Having said that, now they'll go and beat us. But I think United.
That would be so funny.
Yeah,
Funny.
But it's away from home as well. I think maybe it's a fixture they kind of need to go away from home, get some of their pressure off their back as well.
Anyone can beat Everton. Anyone.
Yeah, that's what. So I mean, that fixture could be if anyone's trying to bring Fernandes a bit earlier, before the double, could be a good captaincy choice.
So is Ronaldo still injured?
No, Ronaldo was ill, right? So I think he should be back hopefully for the Everton fixture. So he was ill for the first fixture, so we'll see. Maybe he might be back. Could turn.
I'll never pick him again. Never, ever.
I'm gonna pick him on my free hit, but we'll see. Apart from that, I don't really know anyone else you want to captain. I think the Spurs players are probably your best shout. Depending on who you give it, whether Kane.
I know Brentford's not a team against West Ham, but Brentford's been looking really good recently. I'll probably just watch them this game week, and I'm not going to captain anyone this week. But
yeah,
I think if you look at the fixture ticker as well, they have some pretty good fixtures towards the end, especially that last 2 game weeks.
Yes, Everton and Leeds, and Southampton before as well in 36. Not too bad.
Some potential players to look out for in this last 3 game weeks. If you want to bring them this week and mention, but
the issue with Brentford, by that time they've got nothing to play for.
Yeah,
could be. But yeah, Spurs players.
Yeah. I mean, another option would be Havertz from Chelsea.
Yes, but watch the Madrid game first, I would assume, and based on that, see, because they could either rotate on 32 or not. I don't even know with Chelsea anymore. Very hard to predict. But yeah, I think Spurs players are your easiest, safest comfort where I think everyone's going to go.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
All right, we will continue without Roshan. See you.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Hold on. I need to fix the camera again. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna do. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. Oh no. Do you want to talk just go through the teams and kind of discuss in terms of each player, like who we would want, probably?
Sure.
Okay, so now Leicester. First, I think, like you mentioned, Maddison, Barnes could be good options. Schmeichel. Anyone else we're looking at?
I mean, if you are struggle with money, I mean, what is like the cheap defender. What's his name?
Shrewsbury Hall? Is that?
No. What?
Shrewsbury Hall, not Justin. I mean, Justin is a good player as well from Leicester if you wanted to. Amati.
Yeah, Amati.
Yeah.
He's cheap and he plays every single game.
Yeah. Could be one if you wanted to free up.
Really good cheap option for a defender.
Yeah, if you wanted to free up funds. But in midfield, I think it's between Maddison and Barnes. I would prefer Maddison a bit more because he's on set pieces and everything.
Yeah, he's on all the set pieces.
Yeah.
And he's been really, really good in terms of set pieces and crossing from wide positions.
And if Vardy comes back, that improves Maddison's stock a bit more. So Maddison would be my preferred. Crystal Palace, good fixtures in 34, 35 going forward as well. 32 Leicester maybe could be a decent fixture. Who are you looking at? Zaha, Mateta? On a Gallagher?
If you want to get, I mean, you look at the future, they only got one double game week, right?
Yeah, they only have one double. Yeah, so that's what. If you're going to bench boost or something in 36, then probably, I mean, you could still get and then remove again, but yeah.
Considering other teams, I wouldn't pick any Crystal Palace players. If I were to, it's just Gallagher maybe.
Gallagher, yeah. For me, I think I like Mateta as an option, as like a freeing up funds as well at the same time. He could be a good option because I'm looking at my team and I'm like, I have Lacazette, right? I could potentially downgrade Lacazette to Mateta to free up funds to boost the midfield a bit more. If I needed funds,
I think that would be a good option because Lacazette he's struggling to get anything really.
His ceiling is also not that high, Lacazette's.
Yeah. I would strongly suggest you do that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That could be a move that I end up doing. Probably even this week to try and reduce the funds or something. Or maybe not this week, we'll see. But yeah.
But why don't you get Leicester City strikers?
So, yeah, that's what. Now, I was... Leicester City strikers. I'm not sure because... Will Iheanacho play when Vardy's back? That's the other thing I'm not really sure about.
Yeah, you're right. That's the uncertainty, right?
Yeah, I want people who have almost like very strong, good minutes guaranteed at least. The other thing is I was thinking of maybe even bringing a Leicester player this week, but now with my head changing in terms of how I want to approach the chips, could be maybe or maybe not go for them because 34, 35, I mean, if I can avoid the Leicester players in that game week, it won't be too bad, I guess. And also...
But they do have 2 games on 33.
They do, but I'll be free hitting, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, you're going to free hit 33.
Yeah. Because I want to try and keep one midfield slot for a City asset. And I think that'll be where my midfield money goes. So we'll see. City, talking about City, what's your plans? You've got double defense already. Pretty solid double defense. Are you looking to add a third?
No, definitely not third. I'm actually thinking about getting a Chelsea player in.
Ooh,
seems to be risky with Man City, like FA Cup, Champions League. At some point, Laporte might not play.
Yeah, he could get Laporte could potentially get rotated. But Cancelo, I think, is a more solid. Correct. Won't get rotated easily. For me, I think Cancelo, if people can afford the funds for Kevin De Bruyne, I think he could be a really good differential, Kevin De Bruyne, going forward. And I don't think he'll get rotated too much as well. I feel like he'll be the next solid player to go and get if you wanted a strong differential. And then after that, I would...
Man City, though.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the truth. Because they have so much of attackers up front that they can rest anyone. And then I guess Foden is your next good option. But Sterling also, I wouldn't count against Sterling. Sterling's also a pretty good shout. Watford, are we going to like talk about? Probably like no one really from Watford if you wanted anyone.
But look at the fixtures; they're pretty good fixtures, right? Apart
Yeah.
from Man City.
Apart from Man
Mm.
City, but do you really
And
want to
Chelsea
get
at the
onto
end.
do we really want to get on a Watford player again? Like Rusha Michel, maybe Kucha Fernandez, but I probably wouldn't start a Watford player. The only thing you would want, I guess, if you're bench boosting in 36, you could probably bring Forster in. Try and boost that bench boost. But yeah, probably skip Watford.
It's also the tactics they have
Yeah.
now. It is more defensive minded.
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson is trying to secure the defense rather than go and attack.
Yeah.
So they might not score many goals, and they're important three, so they want to get out of it. So they have to come out. So on the other side, they're going to have to attack and win games.
True.
And those games are winnable games.
It is winnable games.
Getting Dennis back maybe is not a bad choice.
Could be, but I think Dennis has lost his. He's got benched recently.
Yeah, he's lost his mojo, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what. So I don't know. Watford is a team that I'm probably going to kind of slowly avoid. The only one I guess, if you want a Kucha Fernandez for a swap to Broha to Kucha Fernandez, maybe, but I think Broha is a better player in general, even though Southampton's fixtures aren't great. Chelsea, I think that's where you were talking. Chelsea assets, you're trying to get in someone. Are you looking at defense or attack?
I think one defense, either Rhys James or Rudiger or Havertz, because Havertz seems like he's taking the striker role. Lukaku is not getting any minutes, so Havertz as a midfield, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So I think if you do have the funds, getting him in, he will give you some returns. I think his past few games, he's been doing really well.
It's a good. Even the Gameweek 31 game, he should have scored. He had some good big chances as well that he came very close to scoring. So he's a good option as well, Havertz. If he starts, assuming he starts, that's the one caveat.
The issue really is because Tuchel is going to focus on Champions League.
Yeah.
If they're not going to win the Premier League, they're going to focus everything on Champions League. And Havertz will play the Champions League.
Yeah.
And Lukaku might play the Premier League.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm also thinking could happen.
So, but I think Rudiger probably is a good option from injury point of view.
Yeah. Rhys James is the high upside option.
I mean, and he's easy to get injured, and he probably doesn't play 2 games in a row. Yeah,
because he'll be managed, Rhys James.
Yes,
unless you have a very deep bench that can afford a couple more defenders, then I would go for Rhys James if you can afford to get a sub in, like a good sub in. Like if you have a Doherty, would be a good option because he's I would potentially start Doherty as well because his upside is also huge. But yeah, it depends on where you put your funds as well. Rudiger is probably a bit more safe option. But his upside isn't that huge, but even though he scored that goal.
He's a threat in headers as well and long shots. He does that a lot.
Yeah, he does. And he got that goal on 31, but we'll see. So that's Chelsea. Arsenal. Saka, Ramsdale.
Supposed to be my expert subject,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
As an Arsenal fan, I mean, after the injuries, I'm worried. Really, really worried about how we're going to do.
Yeah.
Especially defensively, we're not secure with Cedric. Now Tierney's gone. Defensively, I'm a bit worried.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 2 goals we conceded against Crystal Palace, it's just really decent defensive fuck up.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
We're gonna struggle, but you never know. I mean, if we beat Brighton, maybe we're gonna do
Could
well.
Be, yeah. I think that's a very key game in terms of mentality-wise as well to see whether the players will bounce back. If they bounce back, it'll give them a bit more confidence, especially they're facing Chelsea in 33.
We have to win.
That's what.
Win the Brighton game.
Yeah, so it's a very important game, especially for the top 4 and everything.
Yeah. So the only players I have got my confidence in is Saka.
Mhm.
He's the only one.
So Saka only. Would you? So that means if you go Arsenal, you probably about 2 players only, Saka and Ramsdale. Or
Yeah.
yeah, okay, fair
So
enough.
I have Tierney. I'm gonna have to get rid of him. He's out for the whole season.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Okay, fair enough. Next is I'm gonna avoid Burnley because I will see what happens with Burnley in terms of the Everton game, but
I actually got different views on that. I mean,
Really?
I actually think
it's good
they
fixtures to
might
target.
they might somehow pull it off.
You mean
I
avoid
don't-
relegation?
Yeah, I just think
They could. They could.
they got some good fixtures coming up. If they beat Everton tomorrow morning,
Yeah,
beat Norwich,
Yeah.
that's 6 points.
yeah, that's true. They could avoid relegation. It's a possibility. Sean Dyche
If
knows.
they can do
yeah.
that, they have to score goals to beat relegation.
Vegas is the only one.
Yeah, that he'll be the only one I pick.
Yeah, that's what. But they don't have many. If you're looking to target doubles after 33, they don't. The next double is Spurs and Villa. Not a very favorable double.
True.
So if you're looking for double game week players, probably after 33 you don't look at Burnley, I guess, unless you want to carry your Weghorst in. But apart from that, I wouldn't really look at Burnley.
It really depends on how you do, right? If they beat Everton, beat Norwich, I'll be quite confident they're going to do something for West Ham and Southampton. Then Wolves and Watford,
You could
they
give
got
them momentum.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I've been here with Burnley, the likes of Burnley, Watford. We've been here with these poor teams. We've got burned so many times and we don't learn a lesson. But I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah, they could. If you have Weghorst, I would probably play him in these games, especially Norwich game 32. I would probably play him. Because I mean, if he doesn't get goals there, where else is he going to get goals?
You're going to have to get rid of him. If he doesn't score against Norwich, they're gone. So if they don't get 6 points from these 2 games, I will dump any
Burnley
players.
Fair enough. Spurs, good fixtures except for 36. High on the attacking stats for the last 6 game weeks. Do you have Spurs players? I don't even know.
I do. I got 3.
Yeah. So what does it have Sun though? Let me go back. No, it has Cologne. It's the same thing as me. Yeah.
I didn't have money.
Yeah, it's the same thing as me. So I don't know. I think those 3 are pretty good. I can still see a lot of managers swapping Sun out, try and get in those City midfielders, try and focus on double game with 33. I still think for the value that Kuleveski is at like 6 million, his points return is still pretty good enough for me, I would say. I still back Kane over Son for the run-in, at least. Even though Son has been doing good last 2 game weeks.
Yeah. I mean, with every other teams, I can stay neutral. With Spurs, I just can't. I cannot. So I can't really comment on that.
Yeah,
I just want them to lose every single game. Everyone get injured. So no comment.
Yeah, okay. So I'll tell you. Spurs, Dirty, Kuleveski, Kane, Son. Pretty good options. Although I won't mind them losing a couple games, but yeah. Norwich, I don't know. Probably wouldn't look at Norwich too much unless you want a team of Pookie, maybe. One striker option to like in terms of funds you're looking at, but I don't know.
Stay away from that team.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
going down.
Yeah, who Norwich? Yeah, they're getting relegated. Well, they're definitely getting relegated. Brentford. Now, Rushan mentioned some decent players. Tony could be a good option. Christian Eriksen, I think he's been a pretty good signing for them, for Brentford. He could be a decent player, at least for that run in those last couple games, if you wanted someone, in terms of funds wise. Apart from that, I can't really look at anyone and say that you want anyone for Brentford.
Yeah, the only game I can see them get some points, Watford.
Yeah, 33. But a lot of people will be on double game week players that they won't even look at Brentford.
And Manchester United, maybe.
Could be with our defense, you never know. I wouldn't put it past them to score. But yeah, I think for the running 37, 38, those two games are pretty good. Again, you probably want to assess where they are in the league, if they have anything to play for and all of that, and what their form is like. But 38 is a home game. Could be against Leeds. Could be a good game, unless Leeds are fighting for relegation still, and then it'll become a very tough game. But yeah, United. I think United. This is the tough part. If you want, you can get them on 32. I am like Fernandes. I think is your best bet in terms of captaincy for both 32 and 33. I would say 33. I think United, your captaincy is your best bet. I think Fernandes is probably going to be the most captain in 33.
But just imagine that. Who are you gonna drop to get
Fernandes. I've seen a lot of people planning the Heung-min Son to Fernandes, or some people have Kevin De Bruyne as well. Kevin De Bruyne to Fernandes, and then drop Fernandes after 33 to like a Heung-min Son, or again back to Kevin De Bruyne, something like that.
He just signed a 4 years contract.
Yeah,
he's got no motivation at all.
he's got the money. He's secured the bag. He's fine. Got nothing to play for. But no, I think Fernandes would be a first target for me. After that, I would look at either Sancho or Ronaldo. And I mean, I'm not against the likes of Fred for a budget enabler if anyone's struggling on funds. But I wouldn't look at any United asset after 33. I would win them all.
Sure.
Yeah. Drop them like hotcakes and don't look back.
Still got Alenga.
Alenga is also a pretty decent option. But I just think the upside with Fernandes and even Sancho probably is higher. But I think Elanga is a good budget enabler.
It's a cheap option.
Yeah. For your bench as well, especially. Like he's like an Anthony Gordon, but maybe a bit more better upside for the moment.
Yeah. I'll drop him after 33.
Yeah. He's another. Aston Villa. Aston Villa. This is the team. Very up and down. Again, it depends on like Nakamba being back, because the defense was all over the place in 31. I was watching that game. They were just getting annihilated in 31. Tottenham game going to be really hard. But after that, 35 is not a bad fixture against Norwich. 34 against Leicester. They could potentially have a double game big somewhere there as well. If the Crystal Palace game or Burnley game gets moved, they could potentially have a double game week there. I mean, if they get a double game week of, is it Crystal Palace moving? Oh, Crystal Palace moving, yeah. Norwich and Crystal Palace in 35 could be a decent double game week if they get it.
I think getting someone in from game week 35 would be good for
Villa
players.
Yeah. After that, I don't know. Their double is in 36 isn't the best because it has Liverpool as well. But yeah, they're still a pretty decent team. If they get their players back fit. Coutinho, Watkins, anyone else? Matty Cash?
Yep.
Yeah. So those would be the players. Southampton, avoid.
Look at their fixtures. No,
avoid.
Even West Ham, no.
Nah. I've got Broha on the bench and I'm looking to get rid of Broha. Even though I might not even use him too much, but yeah, avoid. West Ham also, I think avoid. Unless you wanted Bowen for the 32, 33, but after that, I would avoid, definitely. Because they'll focus on Europe if they go past Lyon. So yeah. Liverpool, a lot of us already have Liverpool assets, from 2 to 3 Liverpool assets. But Liverpool have I think plenty of options you could go for. I think Salah is still the best attacker to go for. And I think now the upside for points is probably in their defense. From the likes of Trent and Robertson. Even Matip, I think, is a pretty good budget option for his price. Apart from that, I think Diaz is your next good option if you wanted someone. Thoughts, Liverpool?
Yeah, he's not guaranteed to play games. So, I mean,
Luis Diaz,
Jota and Salah.
Yeah. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
Everton, no comments. Do you have any comments?
God, they're gonna go down.
Yeah,
sure.
so this is what I've been saying. Their fixture is so bad. The runs are so bad. They could very well get relegated.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
For me,
it's,
it's,
Arsenal will be the one to beat them, to get them into Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's Arsenal. Yeah.
Championship. the last game.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. That'll be an interesting game. Alright, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Everton, I don't know. Pretty bad. Avoid unless you have Anthony Gordon, but even Anthony Gordon, I don't know. Yeah. Good for budget. After that, yeah.
They can't, like Manchester United, Leicester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester City again. No, it's this nightmare.
Yeah, no way. And then you got Leeds, probably Rafinha for like the next few games. 35, 36, avoid as all costs. 37, 38, not too bad, I would say.
Stay away from Leeds United. They just don't have good fixtures. They got 0 games on 33 as well. So
yeah, fair enough. Wolves also I would avoid because no games in 33 and getting tougher fixtures. Newcastle, defensively good, improving, even though they got hammered. But I still think they're defensively good. Until 30.
I'll get the players until 35, you know?
Yeah. Or 34. Yeah, until 34. And then 35 onwards, you probably drop because that's a tough run-in.
Yeah.
And then finally, Brighton. I would probably avoid Brighton unless you wanted to have Sanchez as your second goalkeeper, but I probably wouldn't look at anyone from there at the moment. I think you got Sanchez, right?
I'm thinking about getting rid of him to get Schmeichel in.
Yeah, that's what I think. That could be actually a good move. I think Schmeichel eventually will have more games. Will play all games. I don't think they're dropping Schmeichel. From a games perspective, especially for keepers, you want games mostly because they make saves and everything. From a games perspective, I think Schmeichel is a good player to get in. Just because of the volume of games Leicester have.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically all the teams we've discussed. We'll be interested to see what happens. Double Gameweek 33, we'll discuss free hit options as well. I'll be doing a free hit as well. So we'll discuss all of that. Let's go to the managers teams. Right. Getting that 14-pointer Doherty off his bench, along with the 2-pointer Elanga as well, because Tierney didn't play. Puts you in a decent position. I've put your current rank right now, which is on a green at 218. I guess you're trying to look at differentials.
The next one?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get rid of Tierney.
Yeah.
So I got 2 free transfers.
Oh, you have 2 free transfers? Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't really thought about it yet. The Brighton asset, I probably want to get a new striker in.
Yeah.
Montpellier, it just hasn't been
great. Yeah.
It could make a huge difference to this week's point if he scored that penalty.
Yes.
But he didn't. So I'm pretty disappointed in him. I'm just gonna have to get rid of him this week.
Oh, this week itself? Yeah, could be.
I mean, they play against Arsenal. And
do they have a double in 33? No, right? Brighton, they have, but it's tough Tottenham and City.
There's no point in keeping him.
Yeah, I think you could get rid of Mopé probably. If you waited, you could probably downgrade funds to Mateta if you wanted to, or someone else.
Yeah, that would be a good point. Yeah, Mateta maybe is a good one.
Yeah, because Crystal Palace's fixtures are pretty decent going forward as well.
Or maybe Burnley player.
Yeah, even a big host.
Yeah, big host. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you probably, depending on how they do, you either drop their striker or continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have to take a gamble there.
Yeah, fair enough. You're trying to catch up on mini leagues and everything, so looking for the upsides. I'm also getting Doherty's bench points off due to Trent not playing, and I've got Anthony Gordon today in the morning. Let's see how he does. Whether he starts, I hope he starts. Frank Lampard praised him up and then benched him. So I'm hoping he starts. We'll see how it goes. I would take even one goal from Gordon and run away with it if he can get me one.
I think Gordon's their best player.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, why he didn't play. But we'll see.
He's the only one that actually wants to play for the club.
Yeah. That's the thing. The youngster, right? He's the only one from there. Gets you by.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope Gordon does something, but we'll see how it goes. And then Rush. This is why he didn't want to talk about it. This is why Rush left as well early. He was like, I'm not going to talk about this team. But it's still a pretty decent team.
He's still got Gordon and Workers.
Like host, yeah. So he still has 2 players left to play. But I think in terms of his moves, I guess we'll be looking into Weghorst maybe or Ramsey. I don't know. His midfield's a bit weak. I would say probably trying to focus on midfield somewhere, improve the midfield. But yeah, we'll see what he does in terms of the
Yeah,
moves.
it's not bad. His
Yeah.
team is not bad.
He's got a wild
double
card.
Spurs,
Mhm.
double Spurs
Yeah, that's the thing.
players.
So we'll have to see. He's got the wild card as well, so 34 will know.
Yeah.
Price changes. Okay, let me bring this up. Price changes. Rudiger looking like going up, but I wouldn't worry too much about prices right now.
You wouldn't?
Because we don't know.
Well, if I want to get rid of Tierney,
Oh, okay, and you want to get Rudiger in?
do that tonight. Yeah.
You wait at least until the Champions League fixture is done, because the price changes tomorrow at 12:30 afternoon. That's when the prices change.
Oh, that tonight is
That's
tomorrow.
yeah, that's tomorrow afternoon. So you probably wait till the
by lunchtime or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Just make sure, wait till the Champions League, see how they go, and then you can decide. And then finally, panel team. We completely forgot about it because we didn't have a podcast last week. Some 40 points.
Not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Davis.
Better than Rush.
Davis got the score as well, but the defense is lacking. Although the defense, we'll see this week how it does. In terms of how,
oh my god,
yeah, the captaincy was the wrong one. Because we didn't switch the captaincy because we completely forgot about it. So we would others would have put it on Son.
Go to Son, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But yeah, in terms of the way it's looking,
2 free transfers. Yeah.
Yes, there is 2 free transfers. We can use one at least. Who do we bring in? 0.1 in the bag only. Downgrade Wood, maybe. Oh, but he has a double in. I don't know what chips left for this team as well in terms of his chip strategy. Give me a second to find out. It's got a bench boost and a free hit, and I think it's got 2 free hits left, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's still
use that for 33 and
36. Yeah, probably, and a bench boost somewhere in 37 most likely. So, what do we do? Drop Wood maybe?
Yeah,
we have funds.
What's Leeds United game? Rafinha,
I think 32 is a pretty good fixture. Watford.
Yeah, keep him.
Yeah. The other ones.
It looks pretty good actually.
The players are decent. I guess Connor Cody will be the other one I'll probably want to drop.
Yeah, who's going to change it to? So you've got Chelsea players already, so
you want a City player in here somehow.
Yeah, true.
But you need to free up funds.
You might not have enough money.
Yeah. Probably downgrade the striker, I guess.
Yeah.
He's playing Wolves though, not a bad fixture.
Take out Lacazette.
Take out Lacazette?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got to take a gamble. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Free up a lot more money.
Yeah, exactly. Who do we want to bring in though?
Mateta?
Okay. That'll free up a lot of money, and then in 34 we can bring in the City players as well. Where is Crystal Palace? Mateta. Here we go. Yeah, and then we can play the other transfer as well, because if you're going to play a free hit in 33, there's no point in using that transfer because it'll get wasted.
Oh yeah, let's use that transfer then.
Do you want to? We can bring Cancelo in. Oh, we could look at upgrading our midfield somewhere.
Yeah. Salah, Son, Ramsey, Saka. Oh, we can only play 11 players.
Yeah, exactly. So
what's the 11 player now? Let's have a look.
Let me answer. This will be
the Captain Son.
Yeah, Captain Son, right? So this will be how the team will look like. I guess you can do the sideways move of Davis to Doherty maybe, because I think Doherty's upside is a bit better. But this is not a bad 11.
No, it's not.
We could maybe swap Cody to. Oh no, we'll probably keep Cody, but like, can somebody get someone else maybe? I don't know.
Get rid of. Davis. Oh, James. Thiago Silva.
I think Davis is the only. I think Doherty is probably a better option. That's the only way I can think.
Oh, if we're gonna use free hit, might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, if we're gonna use the free transfer, might as well.
Otherwise, the other one is Cody probably.
Just look at the teams again, the games, fixtures. What's the fixtures?
Fixtures to target. I guess a United fixture, but there's no point if you wanted to because you're free hitting in 33. The other fixtures to target would be. I think it's just that Spurs fixture that I would want to target. I don't really know anyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea
Unless
fixture
you want to get a Man United defender.
No, I probably wouldn't go for a defense. No way. I think it's a waste of a transfer. I would probably look at Spurs probably in terms of trying to get a Spurs.
Not too many players we can choose from.
Yeah.
Or a Leicester player.
Oh yeah, we could go a Leicester player as well if we wanted to. But then if we're doing like a free hit in 36, you could probably try and avoid the Leicester players. By avoiding those 34 and 35 fixtures for Leicester.
Oh, okay.
Could be. I don't know. Or we just wait and see what happens with Champions League before we make the next transfer, I guess.
Yeah, you can make that decision.
But I guess
it would look good for now.
Yeah, Davis is probably, I think, Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Could be. Yep. Anyways, that's
good.
basically it. All right. And also one final comment in the comments. Abdul Rahman, who is the best replacement for Ent Nouri? Ent Nouri, I guess if you're looking at defense, probably Doherty would be, I think, my option. It's like similar to Cody if you're looking for someone to replace. I would go for Doherty if you don't have Doherty. Matip, I guess, in terms of funds, could be. Anyone else you're thinking?
Reece James, maybe?
Reece James.
If they've got the money. Yeah.
If they have the money, yeah. And I guess Justin isn't a bad pick from Leicester, but I think Leicester's defense needs to improve. That'll be my choices, I guess, for Nouri.
Yep. If you want to free up money to get someone else from midfield or attacker, you can get Amati.
Yeah.
From Leicester.
If you wanted to free up funds, yeah, you can get Amati from Leicester. Yeah. But if you wanted to attack, I guess Matip or Doherty are your options in terms of that budget range. Alright, cool. So that's basically it. Thank you to everyone who's in the chat as well. Let's call it a day. And thank you, Roy, for joining. Looking forward to Gameweek 32. Should be interesting in terms of the title race as well, and see how it goes. And
it's
good
all
luck.
about top four, mate. It's all about top four.
It's all about top four. I'm hoping that Spurs and Arsenal lose again, and then United can be like, ooh, maybe there is a chance in before we lose against Everton. But yeah, thank you to Roy, and thanks to Rushant as well for popping in. And I'll see you guys for the deadline day stream for Gameweek 32, and then we'll have the podcast next week looking at free hit 33. And I don't know, Roy, what's your plan on 33? Just getting doubles?
Yes. I'm trying to get some players in now to make sure I got enough for 33.
All right. Looking forward to it. All right. Cool. Good luck, everyone. And green arrows to everyone. See you.
Yep. Bye.